Hello there, how goes it? I have a new hat now, and I feel pretty, oh so pretty. I'm going to talk about INTPs today. INTPs are some of my favorite personality types out there. You're thinking, hey, you don't sound very convinced when you said that, but it's true. INTPs are some of the people I like the most in life. I'm going to do this video by starting off with saying things that I like about INTPs. And then the other half of this video, I'm going to talk about things that I don't like about INTPs. All right? Don't kill me, please. I like life. Okay, so the things I like about INTPs. The first thing is I really like how INTPs are very, very understanding and very, very open-minded about a lot of things. Whenever I see an INTP, I could just kind of tell by their energy and their vibe that they're just non-judgmental people. I think it's because they're just so highly logical, so highly detached from, I feel like, human emotions and the way humans respond emotionally. I think they're the most detached as far as emotions go. And correct me if I'm wrong, INTPs, because I don't feel offended when people correct me. But INTPs, I really see you guys, and I feel like, man, you guys are like futuristic human beings. Y'all are so intelligent and logical and so detached from what human beings are that I'm just like, I sometimes wish I can be that, like, just free from the shackles of human drama. The other things I like about INTPs are that you are highly intelligent about almost everything. I think when it comes to just intelligence in general, INTP is just like, they blow everybody out of the water. There's nobody more intelligent than INTPs. INTPs are so smart, it's just, I can't keep up with you guys. If you guys are talking about something like a system or engineering or things that are technical in this world, systems, computers, you just blow everybody out of the water and there's just no competition, I don't think. I think you guys are really, really talented and really special people, but most people don't see it. Most people can't even recognize it. They don't even recognize an INTP when they see one. They just think they're kind of awkward and shy or whatever. Or, I'm not saying all INTPs are awkward and shy. I'm just saying, like, there's a kind of a different vibe about INTP that people just kind of see. Oh, well, they're different. But I don't really understand. I think INTPs just they don't really they're really humble about who they are, and because I think they understand that as a human being, like if they even brag about who they are, or they get egotistical, it's just a human emotion. It's not really anything real or substantial. It does nothing. It serves nothing when it comes to the progress of humankind. The third thing I like about INTPs is that you are really enthusiastic about and passionate about things that you really, really are interested in. I know a bunch of INTPs who are very, very passionate about the things that they are interested in, whether that be computers, building computers, or when it comes to just pop culture or understanding things like video games or video game consoles and things like that. I have a close INTP friend. I mean, at least I think he's close to me. Maybe he doesn't think it because INTPs are just like, oh, well, that's just another human being in my life. But I think I see him as a good friend, and he's just so knowledgeable about so many things when it comes to video games and kind of like geek and nerd culture type things. He's so knowledgeable. It just makes me feel dumb every time he talks, and such an underrated human being. And I really think that one day he will be able to shine very, very brightly if he if he chooses to, but I think he'd rather just chill and do his own thing, which I think is probably probably the better way to go about life sometimes. It's too late for me now. Okay, now I'm going to talk about things that are bothersome to me about INTPs. The thing is, I think when it comes to INFJ and INTP relationships, we can get really close. Like INTPs and INFJs can get close in the sense that we can get into really deep philosophical discussions. We can get into very deep conversations about life or computers or things that have mutual interests over. INTPs and INFJs don't necessarily always have mutual interests, I don't think. But when we do, there's just endless topics for discussion. And I think that is something that INFJs and INTPs can really connect on. But there's always a barrier that comes between them, the two, because I think for the most part, we both, I do believe, crave a certain amount of human connection and a human emotional connection. But I think on the INTP part, they're less interested in that, and more interested in talking about things that interest them, which INFJs are more than happy and love listening to an INTP. But there comes to a point when it feels like this discussion of the thing that you like is getting a little repetitive, and it's getting a bit too it seems like too detached. And we would like to at least crack a joke about, life or love or relationships. There's something a bit more human. And although the INTP enjoys talking about things like that and enjoys listening to an INFJ talk about human beings and relations and whatnot, they can't go deeper into that, I don't think, into that conversation, because they just don't have the same capabilities as an INFJ to understand human psychology. Because first of all, aren't particularly interested, I don't think, in pursuing that in an in-depth way. And also, I think they just don't really think that it's worth their time, probably. But they are interested. I know they are interested in learning about human beings when they can talk to somebody who knows their shit and they're not just bullshitting, and does have an intuition about human beings. That being said, though, I think we wish that INTPs can open up a bit more about liking us and opening up a bit more about just being fond of us. We don't mind hearing that once every so often, or feeling that through their actions, gifts, whatever. And that being said, I don't have too many INTP close friendships, so I can't say that that's not how they operate. But I do feel that at some point that if they talk way too much about the thing that they're interested in, I don't feel that connection. Whereas if they did talk to another NT about that same thing, they can connect very deeply, because they both want to talk about the same thing. The last thing I want to say about what I find bothersome about INTPs is that I think there is that, as detached as they are, I think that becomes an issue when the relationship needs to be a bit closer and needs to be a bit deeper. I think when INFJs and INTPs need to get to that point, it's kind of difficult, because I think we're just both introverts, and we both are afraid of, I think, putting too much out there, that it kind of falls through. Because even though initially we have that deep conversational connection, when we want to take it a step further, like, let's go get coffee, or let's go get a beer, or let's just play some video games together, it's difficult, because INTPs are so busy with the things that they do, and INFJs also at the same time, that to get to a very deep point where we're hanging out all the time, I don't think is something that is a reality. At best, I think INFJs and INTPs can end up hanging out once every couple months, or every every once in like half a year, maybe that might be a thing. Like as far as an adult is concerned, I think maybe a younger INTP, INFJ duo can maybe do something, maybe can hang out a bit more regularly. But for an adult, I don't think it's something that can happen regularly. But I mean, all adults are kind of busy, so it's just like, yeah, it's kind of hard to get things together. Okay, that's all I really want to say about INTPs today. Please, INTPs, if you think I said anything wrong, this is purely me. I'm not a psychologist. I'm purely just, or a personality psychologist. I'm purely just voicing my opinion about a personality type, what I've observed anecdotally, and I really hope this makes sense to everybody, and it's of good use to you if you choose to, or at least you were able to discover new things about INTPs and help you on your journey to understand INTPs and also INFJs at the same time. All right, thank you so much. I will catch you in the next video. See ya.